Okay, so welcome back to the channel, guys. And I've been filming for the whole of today. I've been filming. Even before I went to sleep last night, I was angry because I was able to figure out something. I'm still devastated to the loss to Everton. 10-man Everton, by the way. I still am right now. And I was thinking about it yesterday. And I was able to just, obviously we figured out 5 defenders. And I was just thinking, has there ever been a game where we won in the Premier League and we had like 5 defenders on the pitch? Has there ever been a game Amorim actually won? I brought up my phone. That was like late in the like around 2 a.m. in the midnight in the morning. I brought up my phone. I was looking at the stat. I was just scrolling in. And guess what I found? This season, right? This season, every time we have played or we have fielded Amad Diallo as a wingback this season, we haven't lost a game of football. We have not. We have not lost a game of football since the start of the season. Every time Amad Diallo plays as a wingback, right wingback, we haven't. And guess the time that we've lost games? Every time this manager decides to play 5 defenders. Talking about Dogu, Shaw, Delete, Euro, and Majraoui or Dalot. I don't care, but anytime this manager plays 5 defenders, we lose. And I'm not making this up, right? I will show you something right here. Let me pick up my phone a little bit. I will show you. Obviously, I'm still starting out this whole YouTube thing, so I can like just mirror it out. So I'll just include the photo in my videos. I'll edit it in so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, let's go back to the game against. I'll start with the recent game, which is against Everton, right? The game against Everton. Right. And this is the lineup. As you can see on your screen right now, this is the lineup. Dogu, Mazraoui, 5 defenders, right? We lost. And it's going to take a bit of a while because I'm going to go back even to last season so you can see exactly what I'm trying to tell you here. That every time Amad Diallo plays as a wing back, it's not like we necessarily win the game or we play incredibly well, but we don't lose. We don't really lose. I mean, most of the incredible performances that we've had this season has been when Amad Diallo played as a wing back. And this manager knows it. You can't tell me that he doesn't know that Amad Diallo as a wing back is a weapon. It's something that actually puts us on the front foot. It actually makes this team a lot more potent and more dangerous than it is. He knows that. But then every time Amad Diallo is fit, and every time we need to win a game, that we really, really need to win a game, this man comes out with 5 defenders. And you can argue that maybe he doesn't really know. He has to be like one of the dumbest managers that has ever existed. Because I feel like he's just intentionally pushing us through this frustration, this sadness that we're currently going through right now, this torture. He's intentionally pushing it in because this season, for what I've seen in the stats, if Amad Diallo has played every single game as a wing back this season, we probably would have been unbeaten. Maybe we'd lost one game. Maybe against Man City. I don't know. Who knows? Because we haven't lost a game of football every time Amad Diallo plays as a wing back. We haven't. I'll show you. Yeah, look. Against Everton, look at that's the lineup. And the next game was against Tottenham. Obviously, he didn't play Amad Diallo as a wing back. He played Mazraoui. 5 defenders again. We drew that game. I mean, we actually lost, if not for the late header. The last minute of the game, he scored a header. The game against Forest, Amad Diallo did actually play as a wing back. We didn't lose. And I think we should have won that game, if not for the 2 early goals from Nottingham Forest in the second half. Now, the next game is against Brighton. Amad Diallo played as a wing back. We won. Incredible performance from the team. Against Liverpool, he played Amad as a wing back, which is actually crazy for me. I was watching a video yesterday from a YouTuber who actually support Man United, and he was saying that every decision this manager makes defies logic, and I agree with it. It defies logic. How can you play Amad Diallo as a wingback against Liverpool, and then you proceed to play 5 defenders on the pitch against Everton and Tottenham? Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. No matter how you want to reason it, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make a single sense. That you had the boldness to play Amad, you come out with Amad as a wingback against Liverpool, but you can't do the same thing against Tottenham and Everton. Now, against Sunderland, Amad Diallo played as a wingback. We won that game. Against Brentford, Amad was nowhere to be found. We played with 5. Amad actually was not, available for that game, right? I think he was sent on a home leave. Yeah, I think he lost a family member or something. So we played with 5 defenders in that game. Guess what? We lost. Against Chelsea, we actually won that game. And that was due to the early red card from Chelsea. If Chelsea didn't have a red card in that game, it was a whole different game. We played with 5 defenders in that game, and we won. That's one of the games that we won where we actually fielded out 5 defenders. I'm not trying to tell you the performance in that game was not really good. I think the first half we quickly capitalized on the fact that they got a red card. We scored 2 early goals. But aside those 2 goals we scored, nothing. Chelsea was actually, when we got our own red card, Casemiro, Chelsea dominated the game. Just to tell you that if that game was balanced, nothing, we probably would have lost that game. Now, going on to the next game against Man City, 5 defenders, we lost. The game against Burnley, Amad Diallo went back to the right wing back, and we won. Against Grimsby, 5 defenders, we lost. Against Fulham, Amad Diallo did play as a wing back in that game, and I think we should have won. Bruno Fernandes actually missed the penalty in that game, right? And we didn't really play bad in that game, except for the fact that Fulham actually were able to dominate the midfield. They had more bodies in the midfield, and that's always going to happen when you're playing with only 2-man midfield. You get, but we didn't lose. We didn't lose, which actually still backs my point that we haven't lost a game of football when Amad Diallo plays as a wing back. Now, against Arsenal, we played with 5 defenders. We lost. Now, that's like the whole of this season, which means we haven't lost a game of football anytime Amad Diallo plays as a wing back in this season. Which means if Amad Diallo has said every game as a wing back this season, we probably would have been unbeaten. We have drawn some games here and there, but probably would have been unbeaten. Now you'd have to go back to the West Ham game last season, where Amad Diallo started as a wing back and we lost. You have to go back to that game where Amad Diallo, that's how far you have to go, which means Amad Diallo playing as a wing back in this system, Amorim system, actually makes this team a lot more potent, a lot more dangerous. But why does he, and go back to the Tottenham game. Sorry, I skipped that game. We played with 5 defenders on that game and we lost. We lost, of course we did. Of course you're going to lose when you come out with 5 defenders. Flat 5 defenders. Playing 2 wing backs that cannot beat their man or deliver a good cross. That's what you want to use to win a game of football. Like, I feel like this man is intentionally doing this to us. Because a coach that really wants to win a game of football knows the strength and weakness of his team. And why will you come out with a weak team when you know that they will always not deliver? He knows that coming out with Amad Diallo as a wing back in this system, starting with that guy, actually makes this team play more better. But every time we need to take 3 points, it comes out with 5 defenders. Against Tottenham, we needed to take 3 points that match. What did he do? Came out with 5 defenders, played Amad Diallo as a number 10. Against Everton, we needed to take 3 points because City and Arsenal and Liverpool lost their game. So we needed to capitalize and gain momentum. What did he do? He came out with 5 defenders. I am actually looking forward to see what he does against Crystal Palace. If you really want to back this up, if you really want to, check to see what I'm saying, if it's true, just look at the lineup before the match starts. If you start with a 5 back line, we're probably going to lose or draw that game. Now, if it starts with Amad Diallo, we're probably going to draw or win. It's a start that you cannot ignore. You can't ignore the start that I've just shown you. You can't ignore it. And he knows it. He knows it. This manager knows it. So why does he always want to set his team up to fail every time? I said I was going to do a video about this. I'm not just going to ignore this thing that I just saw yesterday. I'm going to do a video about it, and I had to, and I did. This manager is just intentionally toying with our feelings. He's doing it purposely. He's intentionally doing it. Because this season, we could have been unbeaten. This one, I came out with the right team. The right team meaning Amad Diallo as a wingback. You can't ignore the start I've shown you. You cannot ignore it. Say whatever you want to say. We haven't lost a game of football every time Amad Diallo played as a wingback. So someone please answer this question for me. He knows that. This manager knows that because he's not that dumb and ignorant. He knows. And that's why every time things tends to fall apart in the first half, what does he quickly do? What is the solution? He takes Amad Diallo and plays him as a wingback. So why don't you just do it why don't you just do it in the beginning of the game? Why don't you just start the game the way you want it to finish? Put your best players where they can really affect the game. Why do you have to tweak everything? And then when it falls apart, you start trying to fix it. It's dumb. Really, really dumb. Anyways, I just really wanted to share this with you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you on the next one.